G'day girls. What I want to chat to you today about, and I call it chatting by the way, I'm just sitting here and having a chat with you. Apparently it's vlogging. I just learned that term, believe it or not. So what I'm doing apparently is vlogging. To me, I'm just having a chat. So there's no script, it's just coming straight off the top. So yeah, I make mistakes here and there. But anyway, let's get into it. It's about makeup for mature women, and what I want to say about that is I have watched a lot of YouTube videos about makeup. Makeup has never been so popular. Never been so popular. The thing is, most of these tutorials are done by professionals. They're makeup artists. They've been trained a certain way and they like the way they're trained and they're sticking to that style. Not only that, they're often using high-end products that most women can't afford or don't want to be bothered spending that extra money on them because quite often the results aren't that dramatic. So the other thing is they're using a lot of different utensils. I'm talking about cosmetics and makeup for the average woman. The average, mature, older woman that doesn't want to spend an hour putting makeup on just to go down to the supermarket or even of an evening, you know. We're older, we've been there, done that. We were packing the makeup on when we were younger. Actually, I didn't wear it for a long time till I was in my 20s or so. I always loved lipstick and eyeshadow or something like that, but I never wore makeup. Makeup wasn't as popular when I was younger, and quite frankly, I can't see why it's become so incredibly popular now. Cosmetics companies would be very, very happy. These YouTubers have got something to talk about now. Makeup artists, well, they're the stars of YouTube and Instagram and so forth. But honestly, as you get older, how much makeup do you want to wear every day? Unless you're still working and you're working in a particular job where it requires you to look very polished, then you probably need to spend extra time and perhaps extra money applying your makeup, and perhaps you want to watch those totally professional tutorials and go the full way. That's not what I'm about. I'm makeup for the every woman, for the average every woman who just wants to wear a little bit of makeup, not too much, because as we get older, less is more. We've heard that term, but I do think it's true too, particularly for day wear makeup. Less is more. And the other thing is we don't want to spend a fortune on cosmetics. We certainly don't want to spend a lot of time. I mean, unless you're really super into applying makeup and learning all the tricks, I'm not the person to watch for that, but if you are, then go for it. But most of us, we don't want to spend a lot of time, a lot of money, and we don't want to have to learn absolutely everything there is to know about contouring and so forth. You know, we just want the basics. That'll be good enough for us, thank you. So also these utensils that they're using, most of them use brushes. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I've watched a tutorial and they've used like 16, 17, 18, 20 brushes, and they're holding the brush up and they're saying, this one is this particular brand and it's this number and this code, and I'm like, really? And by the end of the tutorial, you found out that, yeah, you can get that look, but you need 20 different brushes to do it and all the other utensils on top of it and high-end products, and you need this particular shade. And honestly, and those generic ones, they don't work for everyone because we've got all different skin types, we've got different eyes, we've got different everything. So the ones that are for everyone, they're not going to work for everyone. They're not. You know, it's like the eyebrow thing. Oh, don't get me started. I mean, you've probably seen some comedic videos on Facebook rather, that Scottish guy. I don't know if you've seen the one with the Scottish guy and his daughter. The daughter's really done the guy's head in about her eyebrows, and I don't blame him, quite frankly. I just think that this is a fad that will fade away. No pun intended, it will fade away. It's just a fad, and honestly I think some younger women are just going way over the top with the eyebrows, way over the top. As we're older, with eyebrows, look, I'm fair, so I can't advise you, sorry to say, if you've got darker eyebrows and you're olive skinned and so forth. I know you have to pluck them more, but the thing is, when you're fair, honestly, sometimes it's best not to get too heavy with your eyebrows. You know, I don't wear very strong colors on my brows because I'm too fair. And they're really too noticeable then. You start focusing on the eyebrows. I've had them tinted sometimes, and you can get them tinted and that'll save you a lot of time, and that lasts quite a long time. So, but I have had them tinted in the past and they were just too dark. So I gave up. I tried quite a few times. I just gave up and thought, oh, I'll just do them myself. You know, I use a blonde eyebrow pencil. That's how sophisticated that is. And the little brush on the end, yeah, I use that too. I have tried lots of other eyebrow techniques, all these, you know, new ones that are coming out. Oh, God, there's so many of them. The feathering and goodness knows what. And then you get the stencils where you're hot. Well, I bought a pack of stencils from AliExpress, and there was probably 30 stencils or so in that packet. Do you think one of them were the exact shape of my eyebrows? No, none of them were the exact shape of my particular eyebrows. So I picked the closest one, and I had to try and hold it as I'm putting the brush on, you know, because I was using a brush and trying to be more professional. I'm trying to hold the plastic thing as it's slipping. Forget it, forget it. Those stencils, look, if you want to give it a try, give it a try. What my message here today is, let's not get carried away with this. This is just makeup. This is makeup. In the grand scheme of things, it's a bit of fun, and most of us just want a little bit of makeup. We want to improve the way that we're using our makeup or the products we're using. We want to keep up to date. We don't want to look stuck in an era, or we don't want to look like mutton dressed up as lamb, or whatever, you know, whatever our reasons are. But we also don't want to spend a fortune, and we certainly don't want to spend a long time, and we don't want to have to virtually feel like we have to go and become, you know, a cosmetics expert and learn makeup techniques. Because honestly, to do a lot of these makeovers that they're showing you, you'd have to be an expert. It would take you a long time to learn those. The way they use those brushes, it just fascinates me. You know, they're, oh, it's like this, you know, really fast, nice little gentle strokes. We're going here and we're going here, and I'm thinking, hang on, the average woman doesn't know how to use a brush like that. The average woman probably doesn't own a brush or only owns 2 or 3. Yeah, I use them for eyeshadows. That's what I use those brushes for. I use this one because it's angled for blush. Yes, and I do know where blush goes, and I'm sick of being told. I do know where it goes. It doesn't go here in the hollow. I know that. And it doesn't just go on the apple of your cheek. I know that too. I know that it goes just underneath here, the bone, and up to the top of the ear. I know that. I've heard that now. I've heard that about 1,000 times. No, we're not going to put it back down in here like they were telling us to do back in the 80s or whatever. I know that. But mind you, I don't usually wear a powdered blush. I do sometimes, but I prefer cream blushes. I prefer a lot of cream blushes and cream products for mature women, for older women. The powder, like, it can get stuck really easily in all those crevices in the wrong places. So yeah, and I'm using one of these groovy little sponges, you know. They're economical and quick and fast to use because we can press those in, and I don't mind those. They're not a bad idea. I have a bronzing brush, yep. Bronzing brush. You do need a bronzing brush, by the way. So, and lip liner. Yeah, I do wear lip liner, not every day. I don't do all this every day. Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Sometimes I don't care. I'm sure you're the same. I'm sure that you're the same. And who are we doing it for anyway? Okay, we want to look nice ourselves. We want to look presentable. Ask a guy what he thinks about makeup. The vast majority of men will tell you they like natural. Well, we girls know that that what the guys don't know is there's a little bit of extra work goes into looking natural. There's more work than they know about. We don't tell them that. That's our secret. But most men don't like a woman too heavily made up, particularly in the daytime, particularly. And I think that's for young and old women, you know, older. I won't say old, that's not a good word. Mature, okay? I don't even like that word. I don't know what we are, but we're not kids anymore. So yeah, why are they putting so much emphasis on all this correct way? You know, the contouring. Yeah, I bought the contouring kit. Did I use it? Yeah, a few times. I tried bits and pieces. I can't be bothered. I haven't got time. When it goes wrong, it goes so seriously wrong. You can look hideous, you know. That really is a hard thing to learn. It's not easy peasy to learn contouring properly. And then there's cream contouring and there's powder contouring, and then you've got to have the brushes for the contouring and know where to put the contouring. And I mean, I know the basics, of course I do, you know, the basics are that you want to, for instance, I have a high forehead. I don't like having a high forehead, but I do, I've got one. And I would put it across here. If I was going to contour, I'd put darkness across the top of my forehead. But I don't want a big whopping brown line across there, because they'll notice that a lot more than my high forehead. So you've got to be careful with contouring. You know, you might want to narrow your nose down. I could do that too. I could do with that, I should say. But once again, you don't want two big whopping brown lines down the side of your nose, because you're going to attract people to look at your nose a lot more. So if you're not doing this makeup well and you're doing it right, particularly things like contouring, you're going to draw attention to yourself more. So if you're not comfortable with it and it feels like it's a skill that's a little bit too hard for you and it's not working out and you've tried it, give it a miss. Just give it a miss, okay? It's only makeup. I'm going to keep saying that. It's only makeup. We don't need to be taking it too seriously, particularly as we have got older. We've got other things to focus on, you know. There's 1,000 projects that we're catching up on, or we want to do, that we've been waiting to do. So we've got plenty of other things to do. It's just a bit of fun. And I really wish that people would be more lighthearted about it. These tutorials, oh my God, you know, I get the impression that if you don't do this and you don't do that, you're going to look 100 years older if you don't follow all the tips and do it the right way. These are professional people. It is their whole life. They have been trained to do makeup. They want to do makeup. They're in the makeup industry. It is their whole life. They're very passionate about it. No doubt the person who trained them is a god or a guru, and their technique is the best, their ideas are the best, their products are the best. No doubt. All of them, the thousands of them. Take your pick. So what I wanted to say to you was, keep it a bit more simple and don't stress yourself about it. You know, you probably know by now what you like. Experiment a little bit if you want to. You know, a lot of the makeup artists said we've got to use these. Eyelash curlers. Yes, of course, they're probably good to use. I've never ever felt comfortable using them. I've used them plenty of times. I've tried the techniques. I've tried to get used to them. I just can't seem to get used to them, and I can't be bothered. I achieve what I want to achieve well enough with mascara. And I do put my mascara down at the very base and I wiggle it up. And the wiggling up seems to work quite well for me. Other than just putting it on the tips, it seems to work quite well. I've just never got used to the eyelash curlers. If you have, more power to you. Some experts say we only need these. Well, I'm there and I do need some mascara. When it comes to the eyeshadows, don't go spending a lot of money on eyeshadows. They're one of the things that you can get cheaply. These packs are great. And mix the colors. Be creative. If it's not the exact color you want, that's what I do. I mix all the colors together and come up with different ones each time. I find that kind of fun. So you can mix the colors together, put 2 or 3 shades, but perhaps one's a little bit flat, you know, and you want to add a little bit of zing to it. Put something more vibrant in there as well. Or if you put too much heavy on, just tone it down. Go for a really light or a cream color over the top to tone it down. So it doesn't matter. You know, this is not a competition and we're not experts. So have fun with makeup. That's what I'm trying to suggest. I think I've said that. I do use extra products. This is a strobing, it's called Insta Strobing product. It's like some illuminating product. Highlighting, it's kind of a fun thing to use occasionally if I feel in the mood. Different days, different moods, you know that. Different days you've got more time, sometimes you feel more in the mood. Sometimes you feel like playing around a little bit with makeup and thinking, oh, might just have a bit of fun with this today. So I use things like that from time to time and use products like that, or buy them and check them out, see if I like them. A lot I don't like, some I do like, but I don't want to spend a fortune, and I never do. I never do. I have sort of a limit to what I'll spend, especially on basic products, things like pencils. I am not spending $40 or $50 on a pencil. I don't even spend over $20 on a pencil. I don't think anybody needs to. Apparently they're all made in pretty much the same factories. So yeah, just be careful where you spend your money with cosmetics. And look, I hear them all talking about these high-end cosmetic companies, and I think if you bought all the products, well, if you got the money, go for it. It doesn't really matter. If money is no object, go for it. They talk about MAC a lot. I love MAC. I've used MAC before. It's not cheap. It's not cheap at all. So this is what I've been noticing on a lot of these YouTube videos and tutorials. Oh, not only that, the hair, well, it's red carpet ready. It's all style. It's about 100% humidity here today. It's very muggy. Love it to rain. I've just got flyaway hair. I've got a lot of hair, but it's thin and flyaway, and I'm not going to have it styled every time that I want to do a YouTube video. I can't style it professionally myself. I'm desperately overdue for a haircut. So what I'm trying to say to you is, don't be too influenced by these YouTube influencers. The women, some of them, they're gorgeous. There's no doubt about it, but they're all looking red carpet ready, or a lot of them are. I'm for the average woman, I'm much more down to earth than that. I live in a tropical, subtropical climate. I live near the beach. I have a casual lifestyle. Mind you, I do love to dress up sometimes. But I'm the average woman, I think. I think I am anyway. So, and I'm appealing to the average woman. So don't get too carried away. I'm sliding off the seat here. So don't get too carried away watching these, thinking I've got to go out and buy this or do that, or give up because it all seems too hard. You want to change your makeup, but it's just seeming like, I've got to buy 30 of these. Then I didn't quite get the name of it. I didn't quite get the number and the shade. Oh my God, don't you love it? We've got to get the shade, the exact shade. This is they're all the most beautiful, best shades, of course. Everyone's suggesting. I don't suggest any particular shade. You wear what you like. Go out and buy what you like. I'm sure you know the colors you prefer to wear, and if you don't, experiment. If you're not a brown person like me that wears lots of tans and browns like this, which tends to suit fairer women and blondes, if you're not into that, go for the silvers and the greys and the purples. Oh, there's gorgeous colors out there. Just experiment and see what you look best in, or you think you look best in. And if you don't look right in it, if it's really wrong, someone will tell you. There's always that one person, that one friend or that partner that will tell you if something looks really wrong. So don't be afraid, to experiment. And who cares? Who cares, really? Who cares? There is no right and wrong. We've earned our stripes. We can do what we want. Let's be more free about this, because I've been watching these tutorials on YouTube, and I'm thinking, listen, you're all getting a bit too carried away here. Let's keep it a lot more simple, because most women don't have the time. They don't have the money, and they don't care. They don't care that much that they're willing to go the full gamut and buy all this special, equipment and things to be putting makeup on, and it's just makeup. Have fun with it. So thanks for watching, ladies, and I hope I got the message across with my vlogging. I don't like that word. I don't know. I just don't. I really don't. I just had a chat with you. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time. Bye-bye now. One more thing. I am supposed to ask you to tick like. Go on, tick like. I'm trying to get at least 100 likes. And the other thing I'm supposed to ask you in a very humble, nice way is, would you like to subscribe? Would you? because I'd love you to. I'd be so grateful, but that's up to you. No pressure. Remember, we're keeping it simple. So apparently now that I'm on YouTube and I'm actually trying to grow an audience, which is what I'm here for, I hope that I can. Yeah, click like and subscribe. I'd be really grateful. Thank you, ladies, and bye-bye now.